What's happening? Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. I'm Dustin. This is Brent. This is tiers 1 through 5 for your wide receivers. Football's finally here. But before we get into it, we got some exciting news. We're going to have games on our site this year. We're going to have a weekly pick'em coupled with the Survivor League. You can create your own private groups, get your friends signed up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Chances to win a lot of great local and national prizes. Get right into the tiers.
And the number one wide receiver, it's got to be Andre Johnson. Had another big year, over 100 catches, almost 1,600 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns. At number 2, we have Randy Moss. Tom Brady is just another year of being healthy again, so look for Moss to have another decent year. And number 3, we have Reggie Wayne, Mr. Consistency, over 100 catches last year. You gotta love any receiver where Peyton Manning's throwing the ball. And we didn't forget about him. Rounding out tier 1 is Larry Fitzgerald. We might catch some flack for this, but you gotta think Kurt Warner's not throwing the ball anymore. So due to the fact that Lawrence there, he's dropped down a little bit, but still at number 4, he's in tier 1.
Let's take a look at tier 2. We start with Miles Austin. When you look at his numbers, they're pretty solid, but then you remember he didn't even start for the whole season. So we're really excited to see what he can do with a full season worth of stats. He should have an amazing year with Tony Romo throwing the ball. Next, we got Roddy White. Pretty good season with him, but we definitely expect him to do better this year. Look for him and Matt Ryan to hook up early and often. Moving down, we got Sidney Rice, 3rd in the league last year in receiving yards. Solid year. As long as Favre can stay healthy, look for Rice to have another solid year. And the last guy in this tier is Calvin Johnson. Now I know we're going to get a little bit of flack for having him this low, but he didn't have that great of a year last year. He's banged up. He does still play for the Lions. He is going to have a better year this year than last, but we're just not sold it's going to be that amazing year that everyone thinks is going to happen.
Tier 3 starts with 2 PPR studs in Brandon Marshall and Steve Smith, each catching over 100 balls last year. Brandon Marshall might be at a new home with the Miami Dolphins, but he's in basically the same situation, so you can expect those catches again. And next on our list, we have Mr. Highlight himself, Deshaun Jackson. Now, if you take away a few of those 60-yard touchdowns that he caught last year, his numbers really wouldn't be that great. And Donovan McNabb's gone, so with Kevin Kolb at the helm, it's yet to be seen if that's going to happen. So we did bump him down a little bit. I know we're going to be getting some flack for that. And then at number 12, we have Marcus Colston. There's just so many weapons out there for Drew Brees, but Colston does seem to be his favorite. We just can't put him any higher due to all the people around him.
Tier 4 starts with Greg Jennings, looking for a bounce back year. He had a decent year last year, but his numbers were down. We think him and Rodgers are going to have better chemistry this year. Look for him to improve on his numbers from last year. Next, we got Steve Smith, another guy looking for a bounce back. He and Matt Moore had a good chemistry at the end of last year. We're not sure who the quarterback's going to be out there, but Smith shouldn't have a hard time improving on his numbers. Moving down, we got Anquan Bolden with Baltimore. We like his situation out there. We think his numbers could even improve from last year, especially his touchdown totals. Next, at number 16, we got Chad Ochocinco. All things considered, decent season last year, 9 touchdowns. They got Antonio Bryan out there now, which could take a little bit of pressure off of him. Look for him to have another solid year. And last guy in this tier is Vincent Jackson. You got to bump him down because of that 3-game suspension and the potential of a contract holdout. But when playing and healthy, he's easily a top 10 receiver.
Tier 5 consists of a bunch of young guys with a ton of upside, and we're going to start with Michael Crabtree. When he actually got onto the field last year, he played great. The Niners offense looked good. Expect good things out of Crabtree this year. Next on our list, we have Percy Harvin. He did a little bit of everything last year, and there's no reason to think why he can't repeat that performance on that potent Viking offense. At number 20, we have Hakeem Nicks. With Hickson already sidelined for the entire year, Nicks moves into the starting lineup. He's going to be the second receiver for the Giants. He could have a breakout year. At number 22, we have one of Dustin's favorites, Jeremy Maclin. Now, he's looking to be the possession-type receiver for the Eagles. We wouldn't be shocked if he caught over 80 balls this year. And rounding out Tier 5 is Dwayne Bowe. I know he had a terrible season last year, and he also even had a 4-game suspension. But the year prior, he had huge numbers, so look for Bowe to be a good risk-reward type player in mid to late rounds.
And that'll do it for tiers 1 through 5 for the wide receivers. Check out all of our other tiers and ranking shows. Sign up for our games on our site and get in those forms. Let's start talking some football. We can't wait. I'm Dustin. This is Brent. We'll see you next time.